Wow. All the gas them and tell me not eat. Daddy, 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 daddy. So I want to let you know, guys, this is my second attempt at recording this whole video. I recorded it all already, sat down to editing, and it was in and out, blurry. And I just didn't want to give you a terrible experience. And so here I am recording again, reporting for duty, and hoping that this goes well. Love you guys. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Graven on His Palms. Thank you so much for tuning in again. And if you are new, welcome. So good to have you here. Have you ever wondered, what does it mean to be a woman of God? I have, and I went to God with that question. And what I'm about to share with you is the beginning of the answer that He has shared with me. So some of us may think that to be a woman of God is to have female organs and believe in God. But that is only part of the picture. True womanhood goes more than just having female organs and believing in God. God has a specific and unique role that He desires women of God to fill. And in future videos, we're going to explore the roles between women of God and men of God and see if at all there is a difference. But for now, what we'll focus on is womanhood. What does it mean to be a woman of God? And when I asked the Lord this question, He brought to view a Bible verse that I want to share with you, that I believe explains what womanhood is supposed to look like, or what that womanhood journey is supposed to look like. Let's turn to Mark chapter 4, verse 28. And it reads, "For the earth bringeth forth fruit of herself, first the blade, then the ear, and after that the full corn in the ear." In order to bring forth fruit, there are 3 stages of growth: the blade, the ear, then the full corn in the ear. So let's break that down to fully understand what it means. The blade, which is the first stage of growth, these are the tender shoots of a plant when the plant first starts to germinate. Then you've got the ear, and that is the stalk of the plant or the stem of the plant. Then you have the full corn in the ear, which is the fruit that comes as a result of the stages before it. What do you think would happen if you planted a seed in the ground and it did not germinate? Do you think that you'd be able to get fruit? Definitely not. And so every stage of growth is important. We cannot skip stages. Every stage prepares the way for the next stage and the next. And so that's what I want you to remember. Let's turn to another Bible verse. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. "Let all things be done decently and in order." Let all things, everything, be done decently and in order. So if we tie those 2 verses together, what we find is this, that growth happens in stages because God is a God of order and He likes things to be done in order. And so I want us to apply that to womanhood. To become a woman of God, that happens in stages. And remember, we cannot skip a stage. There is an order to how we become women of God. None of us are born as women of God. We are all born as children, and we all have to grow up into women of God. And this is what God is saying here. There is an order, there are stages that precede womanhood that we need to think about and try and master, that will help us better prepare for how to be women. So what are the stages of womanhood, you may ask? Well, let's go through them. You've got daughterhood, womanhood, wifehood, and then motherhood. These are the stages of growth. Every woman on this planet Earth today was born and lived as a child. there is not one woman alive that came into this world not being a child, right? And so this is something all of us have to take note of. These are the stages of our growth, and we have to think about how we're mastering each stage to best prepare us for the next. And so, friends, if we want to be successful in womanhood, then we have to be successful in the stage before womanhood, and that is daughterhood. And I don't think that this is often taught. Remember, if the seed does not first germinate, then it cannot produce fruit. And so we need to think of how we master daughterhood so that it can thoroughly prepare us for womanhood. So I think I've made the point, and I hope you get the point. And so when I asked God, what does it mean to be a woman of God? He changed the question to what does it mean to be a daughter of God? And so I went on a journey finding out, what does it mean to be a daughter of God? How ought I to be a daughter in my home? How ought I to be a child in my home? And that is what I'm going to share with you in future videos, because the foundations of that really help us to prepare for womanhood. And so, friends, for me, even though I was a grown woman at the time asking God these questions, I had to go back in order to go forward. God took me back to what it means to be a daughter of God so that I would be able to thoroughly understand and prepare for what it is to be a woman of God. And I invite you to join me on that journey. There's been so much learning that has taken place and unlearning as well. But all of it is to make us beautiful and perfect in Christ. And so I want to encourage you, friends, that it is okay to go backwards in order to go forward. I want you to think about how you are mastering the daughterhood phase. And if you haven't mastered it, or if you haven't done well in that season, that's okay. I am with you. But God will re-educate us so that we can do better, so that we can be prepared to be the women of God that He's looking for. I want you to remember that you are graven on His palms, and whatever concerns you concerns the Lord. Take care, friends. Until next time. Ta-ta!